Yes, you've heard of a Larnell Christmas. You've heard of the Muppet Christmas Carol. You've heard of a Walt Disney Christmas. And you've heard of a Jiminy Cricket's Christmas. But it's finally time for the world to experience a McElmurry Christmas. The names and the faces of these individuals did not come from a police write-up or a police lineup. They're real people, wonderful people. And this is a story of people who are going to be suffering from embarrassment after they have seen this film. Our story begins in a humble beginning. Here we have three sisters whose eyes are all aglow with the anticipation of Christmas. Here we have the oldest of the sisters, sweet Imogene Vaughn. And then her other two sisters, Annette and Wanda. And in this girl's head dances dreams of one day finding a handsome young prince. Will she find the young prince? Only time will tell. Yes, Imogene, no middle initial, Vaughn. After a turbulent youthful period of exasperation, finally graduated from Omega High School along with a graduating class of 5. She then went on to become Miss Norman Park and was close to winning Miss Colquitt County. But thank goodness she didn't win it, because that was instrumental in her finally meeting her charming prince. And one day, all the way from Arkansas, rode in her charming prince. What a charmer. What a face. What a personality. She was immediately swept off her feet by Thomas Marshall McElmurry. He carried her to the wonderful state of Arkansas. But having left the state of Georgia, she developed a severe case of freckles. After much surgery, finally freckle after freckle was removed. And then, in great bliss and happiness, wonderful things began to happen. Yes, you guessed it. Her charming husband, her prince from Arkansas, became a missionary Baptist preacher extraordinary. Look at that smile. Look at that grin. Look at that personality exuding from the screen. What more could any girl want? And so, with the passage of time, they had a child. And what a child. And here is that child, the wonderful Vicki McElmurry. There she is in all of her radiance. Look at that grin. Look at those teeth. What a gal. The first child in the family. But poor Vicki was unhappy. She wanted a child. And so in earnest, she knew she had to do something to have that child. Oh, yes, how she wanted a child. She prayed. She desperately wanted a child. And look what happened. Ah, yes, you guessed it. She had a child, born in the lee of the coastal mountain range on the eastern flank of Mount St. Helens. And so when Mount St. Helens erupted and the ash came down upon the people, it was in the lee of the mountains, and they named her Ashley. As the child grew, she developed a grandmother complex. She wanted to be like her grandmother so much, like in the days of old. And it was only natural that she began to wear old clothes, grandmother clothes. Fortunately, after many weeks of treatment, she overcame her grandmother complex. And now today, both she and her mother live in smiling happiness. And here they are together, smiling. Isn't it wonderful? Aren't you enjoying this McElmurry Christmas? Yes, you've seen many other Christmases, but think how the McElmurry children are enjoying watching this. And think how the grandchildren are enjoying it, seeing themselves on television as a part of the McElmurry Christmas. Yes, but let's move back to the beginning. Remember Imogene Vaughn and how she united with her charming prince from Arkansas? Not only did they have one child, but here's their second child, Tammy Lynn McElmurry. And this is one of her favorite pictures. Aren't you enjoying this, Tammy? Aren't you enjoying this, Vicki? Isn't this wonderful? It's a McElmurry Christmas. But would the sisters get together? Would Vicki love Tammy? And would Tammy love Vicki? Would they really learn to care for one another? Wonderful news, wonderful news. They came inseparable. They walked together. They swam together. They bathed together. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Look at the love shown between these two children. As they're unashamedly, they share the same bathtub together. What a family. What a Christmas. But soon, there came a separation between the two sisters as Tammy experienced true love. And from the southeast came a brown boy named Tommy Brown. And they were married. And soon a child came. Isn't this touching? Isn't this warm? So now it's not just a McElmurry Christmas. It's a Brown Christmas. I like red things and white things and green things. But brown at Christmas? Who wants something wrapped in a brown wrapper for Christmas? But you must settle for the things you can get in this life. And it's a McElmurry Brown Christmas. And aren't you having fun? Aren't you having fun? Aren't you having fun? And the child grew. And their child became Jennifer Brown. And I know that Jennifer's loving this as she's seeing herself sitting there in her little dress in her little chair, playing Humpty Dumpty set on the wall. Isn't it wonderful, Jennifer? Don't you love your dad and your grandfather for providing you with this wonderful heritage on tape? And Jennifer, don't worry, we're going to make sure that everyone sees it, because it's a McElmurry Christmas. Don't worry, Melissa. I knew you thought you were going to be left out, but we love you too, Melissa. And even though you were the second child, you have a part here. There Melissa is, the second child born to the Browns. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't this exciting? And here we are all setting this, knowing that many, many people are going to see this. It's going to be shared with a lot of people. They're going to get to see what a McElmurry Christmas is really like. And you can rest assured, I'm going to share this with many people. Isn't it wonderful? Don't you love me? Oh, Chris, don't worry. You don't have to feel left out. You're going to be in this too. You're going to have your face shown to many of your friends. And we're going to show some things about you, Chris, that'll really make you lighten up and really make you glad to be a Brown. Just hang on, Chris. The next photograph will show you as you really are in your native personality. Ah, yes, Chris. It's Christmas. And it's a McElmurry Christmas. It's a McElmurry Brown Christmas. But Chris, even vampires enjoy Christmas. Isn't it wonderful, Chris? Thinking of all your friends seeing this, aren't you glad to be a part of this McElmurry Brown Christmas? And what would Christmas be without Lucky? Here's Lucky, good old Lucky, better known as Jonathan Brown. And here he is in all his glory, smiling like a true Brown. Yes, Jonathan, you're part of a McElmurry Brown Christmas too. Isn't it wonderful? Now, before we show the next picture, we want to take some time here to remind you that it is Christmas. It's the time to be jolly. Before we show this next picture, we're anticipating trouble. Remember, this is all done in love. There isn't any hatred intended here. So just go, ho, 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 and say, it's Christmas, and I love my father. Yes, Terry, you were very clever. We could find very few pictures of you. So this is your own fault. Remember, Dad loves you, Terry. And this is Christmas, and you're supposed to love Dad. But this isn't the only picture we have of you, Terry. We know this is one of your all-time favorites. But the next picture, I think, will make up for this one. I think it will show you in a happier mood, a joyous mood. Remember, Terry, we love you, and it's a McElmurry Christmas. Yes, Terry, here you are in all your radiance between two ducks. Quack, 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 quack. Here you are holding up two pillows that you've been using to sit on for the last 20 years. And Terry, don't be angry about this, because don't worry. This is time to show other photographs. And we have an equally charming photograph of the child that followed you. Yes, Imogene von McElmurry and Thomas Marshall McElmurry had 7 children. Vicky, Tammy, Terry, and let's see who was next. Perhaps the next picture will help us to identify who was next. Yes, here she is, their 4th child, Candy McElmurry, named after a notorious Fort Worth stripper named Candy Barr. There she is. There she is in her youth. But now let's look at her in full maturity. Yes, there she is, getting ready for her next match. One of the best-known mud wrestlers in Arkansas. There she is, Candy Corrine McElmurry. But was that the end of the McElmurry production of children? Was it all over? Was it finished? No, because she was to have a brother. And oh, how she would love that brother. And what a charming fella her brother would be. And here they are together in a brother-sister relationship that's marvelous. Something like 1, 2, 3, down you go. Get set for the brother that she loved. Oh yes, here they are together. Tommy and Candy. Thomas Marshall McElmurry, a junior. There he is, twiddling his thumbs, wondering what exciting event will happen next in his life. And he grew to manhood. And then one day, he met a beautiful girl and fell madly in love. Who was that girl? You know who the girl was. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Tommy always believed in getting more for his money, and that's who he married. It's a McElmurry Brown mower Christmas. And here she is, in deep meditation. Ah, yes, here she is, wondering what's going to happen next. What new exciting thing will happen to me next? And as they went together and their love grew, their gentle tenderness toward one another manipulated itself into the final act, an act that brought great happiness to them both. Yes, it's a McElmurry Brown mower Christmas. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, what about Candy? What about her children? While Beverly and Tommy were having their torrid relationship, along came Joshua. And there he is, smiling with all his simplicity. A regular Alfred E. Newman. What? Me worry? Ah, yes. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Josh. But is that all that was produced? No. For Josh was to have a brother. And here he is. Look at that smile. Look at that devious grin. Look at that mischievous nose and the wrinkled eyes. Trouble? You don't know what trouble is. You don't know what it's like until you've met Jonathan. Ah, yes. Trouble on two wheels. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. It's a McElmurry Christmas. But what about Beverly Bump, and Tom the Lump? What happened to them? Aha, here it is. Their wedding in all its glory. Beverly and Tom. Thomas Marshall McElmurry, Jr. and Beverly Mower. Beverly the Bump and Tom the Lump. But he's not a lump anymore. Lost a lot of weight. Dad probably needs to do the same. But here they are in all their glory. Well, what came out of this relationship? You guessed it. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Ah, yes, and soon a child was born to Beverly and Tom. And here he is, Thomas Marshall McElmurry III, better known as Trey. Look at that smile. He's everybody's buddy. That's my buddy Trey. It's a McElmurry Brown Mower Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And away we go. It's a McElmurry Christmas. And then along came Courtney. Hello, Courtney. There she is, sitting with a smile of contentment. Our little Courtney. And here she is with her big brother. And here they are together, Trey and Courtney. It's a McElmurry Christmas. Ah, yes. But did the McElmurrays have any other children? Ah, yes. Next along came Michael. It's a McElmurry Christmas. And Lisa, the only reason you're not in this is because we couldn't find a picture of you. You lucked out, Lisa. I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and I could not find a picture of you. You say, well, you should have asked Mom. We had to slip these pictures out to make this video because we knew that we would never, ever be able to make it if they knew in advance. So, Lisa, the only reason you're not in this is simply because we could not find a picture in the ones we were able to sneak over to the church. Well, is this the end of the story? No, we have someone who's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Your waiting is almost over. It's almost finished. Ah, yes, April. We saved you to last. Remember, April, it's Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. One of your favorite pictures. Hand-selected by T. Brown and T. McElmurry. Ain't Christmas wonderful? Isn't this enjoyable? Isn't it exciting? We didn't want to leave anybody out. We showed pictures, several pictures of the others. Don't worry, April. We love you. We're not going to shortchange you. We're going to have another picture of you, April. Ah, yes, April, another all-time favorite. And a Merry, Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night.
On the wall, I've seen that done.
Yeah, did she show you the film? The film's used. I take the whole thing.
Here he is, Mr. Excitement, Tom McElmurray.
You can't do it. He got holes in his socks.
Jonathan Brown, come here. Melissa, go see if I left the camera in on the dining room table or on the stairs. You know, it's in our case. You better sit still.
And she's going, she's picking her, sucking her teeth.
Beverly, you look like one of those little drawings of people see you from the nose up.
You want to come sit by that?
Tommy, did you get
Hey, how many presents?
I had to be at work 4 o'clock this morning.
She's been up since 3 o'clock.
I've been up to school.
Yes.
And you are listening.
Jonathan.
And everything that is flowing out of Jonathan's body is candy.
Wait.
We don't have to watch it. That's when everything's flowing around Jonathan's body is candy.
And not everything. You're right beside him.
Dad may give us a copy, but we do not have to watch it. That's the one thing I like about that camera.
So I sit out here and make him. He went to the bank.
I know I'm not gonna get up. Last time I was there, Dominic McElmurry shot my tail ends. I don't want it shot again.
That's right.
But when I get up, I'm gonna.
I really was disappointed when I saw that thing.
The end or the tape?
My end.
Feliz Navidad. Hey.
Why are you telling old Grandma?
She said she wasn't.
Take a picture of me.
Saw that you made it. Got on
I thought somebody sent her in here, so she'll get her
Let me
way.
get all the
Ashton
presents.
told her to come in.
For me.
Jonathan,
What?
Ray, move out of the presents. Did you get those presents at
You
Food
said
Red
you
Light?
would.
Where's that Food Red Light? Did you?
What?
Food presents. No, I didn't get those out of the daddy's truck.
What happened?
Oh my gosh! Look out the window.
Oh,
How's he gonna get in?
Hey, look.
Turn out the big light.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, we can't do it.
Hurry, Santa's here. Boys, come downstairs.
Get over here, Jonathan. Sit down, baby.
Santa's here.
Everybody sit down. Wait for him. Come in here and wait for him.
Well, then wait for him.
Come here, Trey.
This is coming in there.
Here, I might just turn around there. What?
You locked the door! You locked the door!
Trey,
And Santa got a present.
Goodness gracious!
Jonathan,
There's one for Jonathan Brown. Where's Jonathan?
You can't open it.
And here's one for Josh. Where's Josh? Oh, you locked the door on me. You don't have a chimney. Here's Jonathan Ray. My goodness gracious. Oh my. And here's one for Courtney. Here's one for Courtney McElmurry. Merry Christmas. Oh my. Here's one for Trey. Merry Christmas.
Jonathan, how did he know your colors?
And here's one for old Chris. Old Chris, that's my name, Chris Kringle. And here's one for Missy. And here's one for Jennifer. And here's one for
What'd you get?
Ashley. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye. Bye, Santa. What color is yours, Jonathan?
Pink and black.
And Jonathan and Trey got a solid purple one.
Mine's pink and black.
Pink and purple.
Purple's your color?
Pink is.
Yeah.
Gotta get
You gotta get them in order.
smells awful.
Perfect order.
Here.
Help me.
Take this to Mommy.
Take it to mommy.
Go get to Mommy.
Right here.
No.
Come here and help me.
Open it. Here, sit on that.
I want Jennifer.
Want me to rock you, Courtney? Come here. Let me rock you. Come here. I don't mind. Sit in Jennifer's lap.
There.
Thank you, Aunt Jennifer.
Here's one for Trey. No, this is Jonathan Brown from Trey. You have 2 things?
I don't see them.
Really? Oh my
That was
goodness.
right here.
Oh, okay. That's
That's the best one.
is. Here, Trey.
That's candy.
Thanks, Trey.
That's
Oh my
candy.
goodness.
Candy.
Candy from Tommy Beverly. If I can get it to you.
Thanks,
Giant
Trey.
rock.
You know what it is, don't you?
Giant rock. Right. I tried to guess it. She went blank, so.
Oh, I like those.
Candy.
Yeah, it did,
Or
didn't
about
I?
magnets.
Here's a candy cane.
It's broke. I don't care. I believe it. Thank you,
I don't
y'all.
have any of these.
You don't? Good.
I've got 2 cats.
I didn't know which ones you had, which ones you didn't, so I tried to get the ones I hadn't seen before.
I didn't know if that's what you wanted or
See
not.
what I got?
Yeah, that's fine.
As far as non-stick, all the other ones they have.
Ashley and her mother's nose.
That's nice. It's
Mother,
heavy.
he's talking about it. Bad.
Definitely heavy.
Whoa, now what?
It's got a lid too.
Yeah, you'll get one.
It's got no heavy lid.
Mom,
Oh no, he said something
All
about
right.
somebody in her room. Vicky.
I'm not putting that.
Dog phone. Lucky is
Dad,
lucky.
Mommy,
You're gonna.
Lucky.
that's lucky. I'm Jonathan.
Mom, wait. Mom, give Jennifer hers too.
I like it.
No,
It'll run
it's not waterproof, it's water resistant.
Okay, Jennifer, I already know
A little bit of water doesn't hurt it, but you can't go.
I got the bag. I got the bag.
Go ahead.
Mom,
Done it forever.
what is that?
Ah!
It's 3 pennies on the one.
I'm just kidding. Here's for the girls when I have
Whoa!
mountain rats. I just give them. To Terry. Gosh, I can't get it to.
It's probably a
What color, Terry? You gonna get a remote control car?
Trey, I'm looking to get one, honey.
Oh, you're welcome. I think they're supposed to be bookends. I thought I put it up on a shelf, and then I
No,
realized
I wanted to read the spring.
they forget to
Mothers, they are little perfect, Jonathan.
Yeah,
The
but
one with perfect green on top of the
You
polka
look
dot
like
sign, and face on the black with the blue bow.
Princess shoe.
Oh,
Here you go, Dad. You want stuff on this wall?
it's up there. Put them in your karaoke.
Blue juice.
Oh, there you go.
Linda, you want
Like that.
You will. You will. Because that's how Jonathan.
Here you go, Dad. There's something stuck on for a while.
And he's got these real big.
They give you that.
I'm getting it.
You gotta see my teacher is black and white now.
McElmurry. Jonathan Ray. Leave him alone.
Thank you. Can't get the cake off.
Ooh, watch this here for her present.
All right.
Tommy, thank you very much. I sure did need them.
That's from Jonathan.
Very much.
I told
That's what it's to be from Joshua.
Thanks, Josh.
That purple package will be kind of heavy, but it's to Jennifer.
What is it, Chris?
Mom, don't forget, you don't need anything for Dad up on that day.
Yeah, that's
You know,
Jennifer.
entertainment.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Jennifer, that's the one on Jennifer.
Ashley.
I can't wait to show it.
got another one. He's got another one to play.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Thanks, Josh.
Ooh, Mom. Come on.
Mother, what's that?
One plate.
Oh, man.
Like
Thank you,
pen
Mom.
pencil.
Yeah.
You didn't think it's going to be that easy.
There's the ball.
I'm gonna go to Bruce's and see if I can on this whole thing. I've looked
Just
at
rip
all
open
the
the
Walmart
package.
and
It's gonna be
everything.
harder to get it.
What the nerve talking on the deal.
You can have.
What they all call it. I don't have thank you. This is from, to me, from Grandma Courtney. I mean, from your, Courtney. I'll open it. No, I want to wait till do it. Well, I know, but then I don't have nowhere to put it.
Put them over here.
That's more everything on the
It took me forever. Wow. They take it back home, they go home.
Party?
Don't wait till you put the last one all over with. I mean, you're not.
Hey, Trey. He says, I want to ride it.
Oh, look. Wow, isn't that sweet?
Who's that from?
I don't know. Let's see.
Had all the grandkids' names on it.
Oh.
My mom and Mommy.
Yes, Unless it's his job.
Mine's always in the middle.
You're the middle grandkid.
Dad.
I'm the middle kid, and you're the middle grandkid.
You got a special machine to do all that.
Thank you, Courtney.
I can't believe it.
Courtney.
My favorite
Favorite king. I think that's Granddad's favorite king too, isn't it?
What?
Boy.
Yeah. Mine's right here.
Is that Courtney's?
Jonathan, bring him.
No, that's Mom.
Close.
She's just holding it.
Thank you.
It makes her happy.
Well, don't let her
Here's
hit her.
Tammy. Well, Tammy gets one.
Grandma.
You're welcome, honey.
You're the big.
Andy.
That must be. Ours are. But I don't care.
Jennifer?
Mother, do you want to save these boxes? I've been throwing them in the
No.
garbage.
It's
I'll read all
mine.
some
This
way.
is mine. Don't throw the sport. Don't throw the sports one away. Candy. I want some.
Mine is better.
I stood there like
Well, y'all pick up the boxes and throw them in the trash and we'll get them in.
when Ruby is here for today, I said, I'll give you a drink.
Everybody's got one right there in the trash
My
can.
box in my bag.
What is it?
Here's one for the boys.
Courtney. This bottle about that.
Tammy?
I've been up to mine.
Oh, how neat.
Beverly?
Look, it says
Courtney told me one from Melania.
Libby, you got one. You want it? Look, it's nested.
April from Beverly. From Beverly.
Oh, Charlotte's cat.
Barney.
That's from Melissa. That's one of the
Nice. Barney. Your favorite.
Wrong, Charlotte's one cat.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Bev. It's got an H on the back of it, too, Chris. Thank you, Beverly. So it's one.
Right down there.
Hey, look at the bag. What is it?
Ashley.
I'm waiting for you.
Right here.
Don't fall in.
I bet they are dirty.
Those are
What
mini.
for
You are going to
that?
have clothes to wear to school finally, huh? I remember picking this shirt out. Jeremy has a shirt just like you put Mickey on there. So does I got a shirt like
John. Joshua.
Chris, can you put that in?
Pretty cool. No.
See, that's Bernie.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at
Second one.
Hey, Beverly.
Second clock. I got two
Another.
clocks.
That's cute.
That's not my clock. Rabbits.
He got a radio, a watch, Mom.
Oh, yeah, you got one.
Another
Mom.
You didn't get another one of these, did you?
Put it in your bag.
Sure.
No, that's my second clock.
And
I got one in my
Ashley.
bedroom.
Not this kind. This
Oh, it's
kind.
a
Mini.
Another
Hey, Josh, this is not very much. I think it's just like
Hey,
mine.
that's what my mom got it. Wait a minute, Mom, this is me. That's Monkey.
Think I might.
You'll love it.
You think I will?
Thank you, Mom.
Got a bed with it.
Mommy, did you love it?
On one with the bed.
Did you love it? Yeah. I don't know.
Mo. Ransom Mo.
Jonathan, you right.
Over there, you know.
Sit down.
I'm getting the
Thank you.
Come here.
Oh, beautiful.
Heart.
What?
Heart.
Does it hurt?
Heart.
Huh?
Heart.
Oh, this is pretty. Oh,
Heart.
it is pretty.
Yes,
Like
Mom,
that.
is
Good.
that?
You needed 'em.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you.
I'm going to stay this chair up.
Is that yours?
Look, Mom.
That summer.
It's my bag.
But I didn't know it. But I went and brought it home. They said,
It is big.
at the fashion.
Let me see. Remember that?
Oh, okay. Yep, I do.
Thank you.
Hey,
Look at that.
Jonathan Brown's too back.
yeah.
I promised him he would not get all clothes this year.
Set this in.
How many's there, Trey?
You told me to put
Oh, mind your own business. Well, you tell her.
Yeah.
Now you got that one.
Nice.
Very good. Hey, I like that.
No,
You want one?
Courtney, you got 3 over here waiting for you.
15
Here's
cars
another
and
one.
5 motorcycles.
No. She did
You
not.
got 20 cars and 5 motorcycles.
He's not in the gifts. You want to open? Get open. Get open. Get open.
You'll have to open it for it and show it to her.
Open.
Sharp.
You open it.
Waiting for Ron.
Trey,
This
get it
is
back.
Cherry.
Open.
Oh, I know. Just
Open. What's in there?
I'll go wrap it
What is it?
What'd you get?
What is it?
Terry gets her inflatable husband doll.
What is it? There.
Wow.
Teddy bear. That's a
Rug
koala.
for a rug.
Koala bear.
I like that.
Koala bear.
That is pretty. That is gorgeous.
It's like the old cowhide.
I'm framing my own.
Did Burma do those?
Yeah.
Watch out. Or over at the frame shop one. But nobody could do them. They were so low together.
Look, it's pretty.
Well, here, just hand this to Vicky so she can see.
Let me see.
It's for you, Mom. It's your
There was no name on it.
She told me I got it for them.
There's no name on it.
Oh, look at the name.
Oh, it's got the name on it.
That's from Tara. I saw it that she said that is
spelled
the
Michael.
Thank you.
Where'd we get that?
This is for me. For me? Sissy? That's for me.
That is
Jennifer.
Courtney, bring it here.
spelled your last name.
They spelled Vicky's name, but you still know it's Vicky.
Yeah.
And Michael, they spelled
Courtney, look what I got.
Oh, I love the white flag.
Let's get that to Daddy.
King of the Empire.
Oh, looky there. Who is that?
Oh, it's
Wait, okay.
You can keep Josh. What do you have?
Hey, Dad. Dad, don't tape it.
Oh, Jennifer. Oh, I thought it was green. Well, never mind. I like that.
Oh, did you get one too?
Oh, I told her she could keep hers. I love it.
Tammy.
Yes. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I love it.
Which one?
You know, what? Cookie's son, Eddie, he's never won it.
Yeah.
I guess this is mine.
Tammy.
Ooh, Tammy. This is a wonder of... Yes. All right. I need these. Must be candy. What does yours look like, Beverly? Wow, thank you. I needed these. Candy, what is that? Oh, that's cute. I don't know what you call those.
Mommy uses the
Y'all
same
went in and out and under them all the time you were here.
I did. I can't wear mine, but I know I've got one under there. Gonna hang it up my.
Oh, see, I knew that.
Yes, Secret, Mother, you get her a new one when I was just getting you to help. Thank you. Just learn how to make coffee.
Oh, if you stop doing it, you can do it now.
That's what Vicky needed. New bun.
April.
Nice, young, healthy ones.
Tommy McElmurry. Right there. Okay, that's right.
Josh, you don't see it. Now, you're up right up where nobody can see. He's putting up his art.
Hold everybody.
I like that.
I'm ready out.
You got one too.
Got a sleeping bag.
What happens if I get one?
I've heard
Jumping. I know.
What art that? Oh, that one out there, yeah.
You hear the jingle bells?
Oh, no way.
Yellow. Josh. It's underwear.
And I know you got you.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be giving to you.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Josh.
I would tell everyone in our school. It helps. I
Do I have some candies under there?
You know, Jasmine. I
know what you're saying, Jenny.
I want to tell everyone in my class.
Granddad from the ground.
Here we go.
Josh, all right, that's enough.
Come here, watch this. You're going to watch it.
See, Granddad?
I promise. You're really good to like it. I picked that up.
She knows. I've never liked her door. She couldn't die.
Oh, get Ashley some red doors. He got underwear. He got underwear. Oh, yeah. And underwear.
Mommy, it smells like.
And underwear.
Barely. Oh, there's not a purple on it. It's just on me. My skin. There's something about it.
Great, thank you. That's from the Browns, thank you.
Well, let's go. Let me have
Let
one.
me don't throw those.
I don't know. I'm going tomorrow.
Old freaking candlelight scented candle.
Yeah. Grandma, take a break and open one.
That's Granddad.
This is to Grandma.
Yeah, it's sauce and
From
underwear.
April and us.
From April and Brown.
No, that's Granddad.
Chris, Jonathan, back up.
Chris, Jonathan, back up.
Back up, Josh. Back up,
I was telling you.
Hey, Jonathan Ray, can you scoot back a little bit?
Stick your nose to them. They smell good for it. Stick your nose to them. Jonathan, y'all sit down.
Smells like Cinnabon.
Oh, everybody, Josh, sit down. Y'all right there.
You know it? Smells like Cinnabon.
Watch out, real crap.
Boys and trains.
Who wrapped that? Jonathan Ray? I figured Tommy wouldn't do it.
It's underwear.
Pull on the bag. Box.
Go this way.
Oh, you turkey. Thank y'all.
Hold on, Courtney.
Whoa.
You have to wait. Just a
Turn it
minute.
other way. Fix it right.
Jennifer, help me. She's trying to step on the
Is that the real leaf?
Let me pick it out.
That's
So
the
it's
leaf.
a leaf. Looks like a leaf.
It is a real leaf. Paint it on.
It's a real leaf. It's a painter.
How
Whoa,
real is
that's a
it?
real
Hurry
leaf.
up, I know it's hard. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Mine.
Yes.
I
stole her
said,
duck head outfit this summer to get home, and she made me bring
I
it
said,
duck
do you
head.
think Ashley likes duck head? Jennifer said, Mom.
Everybody likes
duck
duck head.
I said, okay.
You're not as young as us. Thank you, Jennifer.
No, I'm not. Thank
Well,
goodness.
everybody that can afford it.
Chris, what'd you get?
Chris.
This
I'm
is a mine.
not that rich. I get duck bottom.
This is a mine. John, get that spat.
Thank you.
Rabbits.
Put Dalmatians all over.
Hey,
Y'all over.
Hey.
Where'd she go?
This puppy underwear was lucky all over.
He was so funny when he got
Courtney, come here.
All right, Chris. That's pretty. Chris, that's pretty.
Whoa.
Y'all like that?
You did?
It's got buttons on it, doesn't it?
Tammy, I got to find them one.
Trey, why are you just tearing the...
Sweater.
No, pull it out.
Well, open it the rest of the way, John.
Pull it
What is it?
out.
Don't leave us in partials.
Maybe underwear.
Open
No,
it.
it's mine.
Now I did that.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Hey.
Hunter Green.
I like.
Look at the front part of it. It says,
Here.
It says
Air
chick
Jordan.
chicka boom
Just
boom
punted.
boom boom boom.
I like that one, Trey. That's neat. You think so?
Thanks.
To Melissa, you're welcome.
It's a
Melissa.
I don't care about him. I
Hand
said,
this one. Oh.
I don't know if I can do
Another one to
this.
Chris. Do you need some help, Jonathan?
I think so.
Well, honey, you want that
Thank
arm.
you.
You're This is the way it is every year. We're always
So you're supposed to wear this with the Dallas Cowboys shirt.
Kitty.
Kitty party.
Oh, keep on getting those. Another one. No. You just got two. I don't got one.
Oh, that's pretty.
That is pretty. No, it's
I like it. We're going to have one half room Mass and one half room Southwest.
Yep.
I think it's little pink panties.
Little bit.
First one I ever had. Courtney.
And with that attitude, they Hey, I like this one, Trey. That matches mine.
Courtney.
Y'all can be the wind family.
And all fresh women. You've been doing that without the six right?
Oh yeah, but it'll be more fun. Now it kind of stays there and bouncing around.
Sit down. Push it. Push it. He doesn't make it.
Now you won't be the portable kid on the block that doesn't have any clothes.
You ain't got to. Now we can give it.
Ooh, I like that. Who got that for you?
Push
That
it.
is nice.
You got a Batman.
Turn it around. I can't see it.
I want to see what it is. There's your box.
Now you got another shirt.
Mother, I have two of these. I think somebody did get one.
Right.
That's you got two of
Yes, I
them?
got that
That's
one,
mine.
Dad.
I knew when she was opening it that she had two.
Gun that again.
I've got one. She does.
What do you? Daddy, look at gun that.
Very pretty. Sorry, Dad.
Mother knows how I love fried food.
You're welcome. What for? New
What
York.
was it?
We get every fat cell out in there.
Let me see it. Cheers. Tommy Brown.
Uh-oh. The one that is just making the count.
Tammy.
Oh, Terry, April. These are from Texas on the line. Sorry, Tammy.
That's okay. I missed it. That's right. I'm not here in the head with everything.
Daddy, his little one over there, Mom.
Hey, look, Vicky,
On
I'm
top of
talking.
the.
Courtney, look here.
Daddy told you.
Honey, this is from Terry.
Probably a little bar of soap.
It looks like underwear.
Yeah.
That's just for mommy. That's just for mommy.
Now all of them can play bingo.
Courtney, look.
Granddad is saying John 4, 12, 13, and 14, and Courtney go bingo.
He thinks it's a joke. It's not, I swear.
No, it's not a joke, honey.
It's been a long time since you bought
They
those.
go on your collar. On your shirt, they go right here on your collar.
Yeah, take me.
What is it, Trey?
Is there at the end of your collars?
What is it, Trey? No, Tommy,
Put it
show
on
him.
your-
Right here.
Right here.
Right
Look.
there.
Put them on these right here. Okay.
Trey, what is it?
Classic.
Trey, what'd you get?
Or if you get your ears pierced, you can.
Melissa.
Pick up the trash.
Our holiday greetings. What did you get? Holiday. Holiday. Dude, check out how I'm playing with my baby.
Jonathan Brown.
I know what it is. I just don't know.
What?
Fingers on the
That means I'm one. The neck is shaking. Look at this. What is a toy?
Embarrassed.
Oh, that's pretty.
Is it a 10?
Bomber jackets.
What I've been asking for longer.
Oh, that's
Oh, did you get another baby?
Oh.
What'd you get?
Oh,
He got a white shirt.
I let it fly out there.
Oh, Penny, y'all get that. How you get them?
Come here, somebody will open the present.
You like that, Missy?
Yes,
Yeah.
This is Tommy Brown. Tommy Brown. That troll is an evil thing.
Missing.
Jennifer.
So do you, though.
And Vicky, Chris. You don't know what that is.
Mommy.
Wait a minute, Dory.
Hey, Dad. Dad. The only one I don't have is Christmas.
You like that? George, my clear pass. The big hill, my heart. You've got a football.
Hey, remember the 5?
Ankle, you want this one? Oh, take down mine.
Can't get over here.
I know
Is
what
the
underwear.
I didn't think too much about it. I didn't think too much about it.
Everybody wants to another one?
I think it's wonderful.
Look,
I already bought it.
What is it?
Wanted it.
Cat watch.
Oh, how cute.
what does it do?
The bell goes around. Mom
It
said.
moves on every hour.
Hey, Melissa, let me see.
She said, I want that cat watch. I gotta get somebody to cat watch me. That's what I asked about.
Jennifer.
Mother, did you hear Jonathan? He handed me this. He said, "A baby doll." Oh my! Oh, I love that. Did you do that, April?
What is it?
Is it Anthony?
No, that's from Anthony.
Chris.
Well, we bought me.
You mean like you think she'll
11. Oh, I like it. Oh, that's a hat up there. Yes. I got you. Guess she's gonna be disappointed. Oh, yes, Beverly.
I don't think anything.
Tammy. Big, ain't it? Not.
Me again?
Baby doll.
Rabbit. Oh, I got one of my own. I don't have to share yours.
Good. Thank you, Grandma.
This is
You knew she would want to wear Mom's got her.
This is a
Melissa. Yes, I got it. You're wearing a cocoon from China.
beautiful.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's a cocoon from China.
A cocoon from China.
It is. That's what it's
got any more?
I got it. Tammy.
What do you think, baby?
Candy. Put it on Candy.
I had one.
So I have one.
Marty broke mine.
What is your name? Jennifer.
Hey.
Yes. The lid port down.
Short and Straddle. Courtney.
I'll have to
Hey.
Pass it down, somebody, to Vicky.
Chris.
I'm trying.
Chris. What could it be? Shoe. A purse. The one.
No.
Oh! Courtney! It's your buzz. Trey, get it away from her.
Boy, when I started coming, they started going.
You want to join in?
Oh, you got the hood belongs to Trey. Tell her who it belongs to. Chris.
Okay.
It's so nice.
It's Grandma's. Take it to Grandma's.
Courtney. April. Beautiful.
Tell Mama.
Oh, it's so good.
There's a whole
All right.
fish, crazy eggs, rummy.
That's what.
Oh, they large.
Jerry.
They're PJs.
I'm going to wear those to school.
Go for it, Debbie.
The other side. I'll wear the shirt.
Wait, pretty. Okay, we'll put it back in there.
It's okay.
Take it.
That's Kate.
Okay,
Well, we're not gonna-
put it back. Put it back.
Oh,
Tony back. Money.
two.
Thank you.
Happy we didn't leave.
April?
Great.
Was that one mine too, Melissa?
Yes.
Whoa.
Here's one over here. Is it supposed to be at 2?
Yeah, I got mom.
The card game? Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those.
Candy. Did you stop loving the women take candy?
Hey, that's about the size of underwear. Of course, just one pair would get in there.
Very good, Mother.
Hey, Dad.
She takes me to the living room last night and she says,
Mommy, you got last. Mama, you got last.
Hey, another
I
one.
said, yes, I like your age.
There.
Are these all yours?
That one. Pretty.
I did, Lucy. This one's the April. Oh, yours is No. Let's go.
No.
Let's go. Oh, that's a good one.
You don't want grandma.
No, but that's not really. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Let's see if I'm ready.
Give me my legs.
Jonathan, I'm not trying to be
Mom, when I get
I
home,
want the things too.
Jennifer.
What?
Tommy Brown from Terry.
You lose it.
Dad got one.
Go show Uncle Tommy what you got. Show Uncle Tommy what you got. Go show Uncle Tommy what you got.
I want to see it. Tell me. Fire radar.
Yeah, I see that. It's pretty.
Better. Thank you, April. Dad.
Ooh, I like that, Mom. It's pretty.
You know it's dolphins head, so they're not half that stuff in. Nuh-uh.
It's
okay, guys.
I didn't.
This is
Those are things I did. And I can figure out.
John's away.
I don't know.
It is. What's in the box?
Say Courtney. Thank you.
Mama, I don't care which one I get.
That's just like ours.
Wow. Man.
Whoa, you needed that phone.
Help. Not a big help. Perfect.
Thank you.
Where's mine?
That's like ours at home.
No, Jonathan, Grandma's.